what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing an update on Big Bertha. I kind of wanted to answer a few questions that I've gotten about that fish, what happened to her, where she's at now, and kind of a little bit of the background on that fish. So basically, if you've been here for a while, you guys remember the 300 used to be full of coral. It used to have an extra pillar of rock. It was slammed wall to wall. If you guys want to get a better idea what it used to look like, check out one of my live streams. I like to keep that video in the background. More of motivation to kind of get back to where it was. But either way, this tank used to be beautiful. And this one fish, Big Bertha, was responsible for destroying the whole tank. Now, she wasn't going out and maliciously destroying the tank colony by colony, but she just got so big, and she's kind of a bull-headed fish, and she would just kind of break off huge chunks of coral. I remember at one point, I found a 16-inch by 12-inch colony of ATL blue clover on its side in the middle of the reef tank. So that it's a rough thing to deal with, and well, basically because I wanted to grow this tank out again, I had to make a choice, and that was either keep Big Bertha and not grow coral, or give up Big Bertha and kind of start the reef tank over. So that didn't just happen overnight. If you guys remember, I actually relocated Big Bertha to my grow out tub that I actually got rid of and replaced with my NEM tank here. And she was in there. She was fine for a while. But if you guys remember, she did jump out in one of my videos. Thankfully, I was down here and was able to put her back in the tank. I'm going to try to find that video and put it up here. But yeah, it was. I'm glad I was here. I would have been devastated if she was to pass that way, because it would have been my own fault. I put her in a tub that she was comfortable in. She only jumped out once in a year and a half, but still, it would have been my fault that I even put her in that situation. So thankfully I was down here and it all worked out. Now, when it comes to Big Bertha, if you guys remember, she started off as like an 1.5-inch baby Vlamingii Tang. She was actually in a viral video. It was through the dojo or whatever it was. Basically, when I was pulling the glue out of her mouth, that little fish, that's Big Bertha. If you guys remember that, I'll try to find that video as well. And she just grew up to be this monster, foot and a half fish. And she was beautiful, very friendly. That she even let my kids, even as babies, and now that they're a little bit older, they would pet her and feed her. She'd just come up stick her a little snout or whatever it is out of the water, and they would just pet her, and she was totally fine with it. So amazing fish, great fish. Is basically the dog of the fish world, at least for me. I know that they say that the Oscars are, but this Vlamingii Tang was my version of it. So anyways, yeah, I had to give her up. I had to find her a better home because at the end of the day, it's not what makes me happy, it's what makes her happy. So she actually went to the Reef Conservation Society. They have her in a 300-gallon now and planning on moving her up to upwards of a 600-gallon reef tank with other Vlamingii Tangs that are basically in the same situation. He adopts a lot of these fish that, of course, start off really small and cute and innocent and then eventually become monsters. And the Vlamingii Tang is known to be over 2 foot long, which is a massive, massive fish. Now, from what I read, I'm pretty sure that the Hippo Tang can get that large, but it takes a heck of a lot longer. So the Vlamingii Tang, even though she was like 5 years old, almost 6 years old, she was just a massive fish. So, and grew very, very quickly. But anyway, so she's relocated. They actually are in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. He actually drove down here and picked her up, put her in a cooler. Went really smooth, air, all that good stuff. And now she's happy and good to go. So he is going to be sending me some pictures and videos of her once she's in her final home, and I will share those with you guys probably on Instagram, or maybe I'll make a separate video. But either way, she is in a better home. She is going to be with her own kind and her own space, and maybe they'll tell stories about how they used to be in small tanks and now they're in this giant mansion. Who knows? But either way, I had to make a choice, and I really wanted to grow the reef tank out again. I really wanted to get these colonies back to where they were and fill it back up. And a lot of you guys noticed that there's a ton of fish in this tank now, and there is. I mean, we can go through a couple of them here, but there's just a ton of fish, and I had to put a lot more fish in here to kind of make up for Big Bertha, just because when I pulled her out, the tank just seemed empty. So, you know, you know me, I really like my tangs, so we have 3 Hippo Tangs in here. Of course, we have Scott's blue tang here. We have our Zay, our sailfin of always. Of course, 2 yellow tangs, which I was thankful to get a hold of. We have 3 different rabbit fish. We have our standard one here, and then we have our 2 different fox face rabbit fish, which you guys know that I'm a really big fan of the rabbits. A lot of cool little fish, chromis. We have these convict damsels, I believe they are, convict chromis, whatever. I have a couple of those. beautiful fish. I didn't really think that they'd be that great, but I mean, it's got a nice yellow on it. It's just a very, very beautiful fish. There's probably 7 or 8 different clownfish in here. Of course, we have the jerk of all clownfish down here just chilling in her nems. Just pop her head out. And got a couple different wrasses, angelfish, and we got, of course, these two little clowns back here. But yeah, there's just a ton of fish in here, which really help bring it together. And of course, can't forget this guy. What's up? And man, there's so many. Like I barely see this fish ever. He's just chilling. Never even see him. But yeah, there's just a lot of fish in here, and it's kind of the way I'm going to keep it. I do plan on adding probably 10 or 15 more fish over time. If you guys remember I had all those black damsels in here, and then Reggie was eating them all. Or not Reggie, the other eel that I had, and this is the only one left. Pretty big too, got pretty decent size. But yeah, it's just kind of the way it is now. My goal is to put even more fish in here, like I said, to maybe 10 or 15 more smaller fish. Probably not going to do any more tangs because I have a really good balance of aggression and tangs in here, so probably not do that. Just do some smaller, colorful fish, and then just let the tank grow out. As you guys can see, the corals are growing in finally now that we've got rid of Big Bertha and things can go back to normal. And yeah, so that's just kind of where I'm at now. I'm going to grow the tank back out one more time. With the economy, you guys know that buying a house right now is probably the worst decision you can make. And so yeah, my plan is to stay here another year or so, grow this tank out again, and then we're going to restart at the new place. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or any other suggestions for videos or anything you want to see, feel free to check it out. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, head over to Fishofhex.com. There's a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of coral sales, a bunch of 3D printing sales. And if you don't want to buy anything, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button or leave a comment, something. Anything you want to do to support the channel, I appreciate it. And outside of that, I'll see you guys in the next video, all right? Peace.